Let's build a Fire Nation cruiser in Raft. Hi friends, and welcome back to Raft. It's been a hot second since we've done a build tutorial, and I've been binge watching all of Avatar: The Last Airbender while recovering from a cold, so we're just gonna slam those two entirely unrelated topics together and build something beautiful in our favorite ocean floating simulator. This is meant to be a survival-friendly build, but it's geared towards mid to late gameplay, so keep in mind that you'll likely be building this as you progress through the story. As always, check the description for a full list of materials, and remember that that list is all-inclusive, so it gives the absolute number of planks required to make every chest and every crop plot, etc. You can certainly make a cheaper version of this using the same layout if that's what your heart desires. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy Raft build tutorials and consider subscribing to see more in the future. But without further ado, let's build Zuko's cruiser in Raft. You're going to start with a 7x21 rectangle with rounded corners. On whatever end you want to make your front, add a large 2-layer triangle with a flat front. Once you've got this shape, this is the time to fortify your exterior. Along the back edge, add 1 layer of roofing starting at the diagonal corners. Behind that, add 1 layer of flooring. In the front, place 2 layers of roofing along the diagonals and up the flat front. Then fill in the rest of the exterior with 2 layers of half walls, leaving space for a door 9 squares in from the first full foundation at the front. Inside your main area along the back end, make a 2-square long corridor that you can connect to the back roofing with upside down triangles. From here, construct a little farming nook on either side of the corridor by rimming the 3x3 square with a U of floors at the half wall level. Then create a circular shape on either side of the corridor just for aesthetic purposes. From the farming nook, you'll need to place a total of 5 walls, each 1 square apart from each other, to eventually become your storage space. Make sure that you've mirrored both the farming nook and the storage cubbies on both sides. Leave 2 squares from the end of that original corridor in the center to build your staircase up to the second level. If desired, I would also recommend a row of collection nets behind the staircase. Behind that net layer, leave 1 square in the center, and then cut a hole where the anchor will eventually go. On the back side of the square directly behind the anchor hole, you'll begin to set up the animal area. This consists of 3 fenced areas of 3x3 squares each, with a small hallway running down the middle. The fences will line up with the edges of the ship, so make sure that you make yourself some fence gates for easy mobility. Behind the animal zone, leave 1 square and then remove 3 foundations in a line 1 square away from the wall on either side. Then you can fill those holes with your engines, just make sure that the machinery is facing the interior of the ship. Then you can add a fuel tank behind each engine with an advanced biofuel refiner at the end, and just connect everything up with some pipes. Behind the biofuel refiner, I chose to add a total of 3 beehives, each with at least 1 small simple crop plot nearby, but you could definitely place them closer to the farming nook if you so desired. To automate the animal area, start by filling each of your fenced areas with grass plots, and then place a sprinkler in the middle of the edge that touches that 1 wide hallway. At the end of the hallway is where you'll want an electric purifier. I used one of my favorite glitches with a carpet so that you don't have to destroy that foundation, but you could certainly make a hole and just do it the normal way too. Then simply connect your sprinklers to your water purifier. Closer to the middle, place your advanced stationary anchor above that hole we made earlier, and on each side, add an electric smelter next to these storage cubbies with a recycler next to that. I also added a trash can under the staircase. Next is your storage areas with the classic 8 chests per cubby when placed on either side of the wall. To finish out our farming nooks, add a row of water pipes connecting the center of each nook along the very back wall, and then add a sprinkler in the center of your U shape. You can also add some triangles pointing towards the center for a more aesthetic look. In the farming nook itself, add a bottom layer of 5 medium crop plots, and then a total of 24 small crop plots on the top layer of either side. These will all be automatically watered by your sprinkler. To make sure that they get the water that they need, connect your water pipes down your little corridor and place another electric smelter. Again, I used the carpet glitch here, but a normal hole is totally fine. If you've also chosen to use the carpet glitch, I'd recommend placing a door here as well. Also, make sure that you light up the place as you see fit. Now that you've finished with the majority of the functional parts of the boat, it's time to make it look more like a Fire Nation cruiser, which you can start by filling in the floor. In the front, add in roofing around the curve with 2 additional roof pieces at the point and a little hat on top for that iconic curved bow. Around the rest of the ship, all you need is a simple layer of half walls, and then we can move on to the more complicated stuff. On the main deck along the back edge, leave 2 squares from the center and place a door. Then you'll need 1 diagonal half wall going out, 3 straight half walls, 1 diagonal wall going in, and 1 more straight wall with a triangle sloping up on top of it. Make sure that you mirror this on both sides. Bring the diagonal and first straight wall by the door each up by 1 half wall, then slope that wall down with a triangle on both sides. Finish rounding out your engine shape with some more half walls, continuing the curve until they meet the hole required for your staircase, and then fill in the rest of the half layer with roof pieces. Then make sure you fill in the octagon on top. Block out some space for your main cabin with some more half walls where the wall with the triangle meets the staircase, and make sure to fill in any holes. And then top this bit off with some floor pieces. Add in a layer of roofing going towards the front of the ship, and make sure to leave a little half-wall nub in the center with a triangle wing on either side of it. Along the long side of the ship, add in 6 full walls, and then finish the front of that area with a diagonal wall going in and a row of walls with a door in the middle. Then you can cap it all off with a ring of roofing. Just make sure to use actual corner roof pieces for the back corners. The rest of it is just normal roofing. Then you can fill in that floor layer on top. At the very front of your raised layer, make an octagon of half walls where the front 5 pieces are windows. On the back, which will not be symmetrical, so just pick a side, make a diagonal 1 wide square with a 1.5 tall pillar in the middle. Then cap that off with roofing. Bring your main tower up 4 full walls, for the very last layer of which make sure to add a door in the front. Create a slope for this upper roof by completing the back edge of the main tower with half walls, and then some triangles sloping up on the side flat edges. Connect around the rest with roofing, and then finish out the actual roof with roof pieces. Finally, add in a simple 3x3 curved balcony to meet up with this tower. And then it's time to decorate. This is totally optional, so if you don't mind having an off-center design, then just go ahead and structure your piping like so. But if you actually want it to be centered, remove the centerpiece of the octagon above your engine shape in the back and place a half pillar with a raised floor on it. Then add in another half pillar on the centered corner of that raised floor. Down below, you can fill in this gap normally with some triangle floors and remove your scaffolding pillars to make it a perfectly centered pipeline. Now you can extend that pipeline out by a full pillar and then a half pillar going towards the main tower. On that little roof nub you made earlier, add in a little scaffolding triangle, and then place your windmill on the nub. You can remove that scaffolding triangle once the windmill is placed down. On the diagonal edge of your little diamond tower, add 2 layers of half pillars with 1 horizontal pillar halfway up going towards the windmill. Then bring those 2 vertical half pillars up to be 16 total half pillars tall, with 3 spaced horizontal pillars along the way. For the thinner tower, I used a total of 11 of the tall decorative cabinets stacked on top of each other, and you could either use more pillars or just skip this if you wanted to save on resources, but this definitely gives the best profile view. On top of the main tower, you can optionally use the same centering method we used earlier for your flagpole, or you could just place a normal pillar with a flag on top of it to complete your outside profile. To make the ship functional, add 1 antenna on the centered half pillar on top of the engine shape, 1 right next to your small tower, and 1 in the front along the left side of the ship. Inside your main cabin area, build a ladder up to the next level along the right side when facing the back, making sure that it's 1 square in and 1 square out from the wall. Decorate the interior of this main cabin however you want. I did it half as a bedroom and a living space, which you can mimic here if you would like, and I did the other side as a complete kitchen with some grills, a cooking pot, and a juicer. Inside your main tower, build a ladder up to an upper deck that meets with your external balcony, and then your steering wheel will go in the very front with the sail directly behind that. Your receiver can be tucked away kind of behind the ladder with the engine controls right next to it, and then just place a streamer on the wall above the steering wheel. Then light it up however you want, and that makes your raft fully functional and ready to go. You can finish it up by adding a layer of paint before beginning your adventure to find the Avatar. And that's how you build a survival-friendly version of a Fire Nation cruiser from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know that the upper deck has a decent amount of unused space, so you could definitely use that to make a tree farm or decorate it however you like. I chose to leave mine blank for aesthetic reasons, but follow your dreams. As always, be sure to check the description for the materials if you want to build this in your own worlds. But anyways, I think that's it for me for now. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider leaving a like if you did and subscribing if you haven't already. Really help me out. I hope to see you all again soon, but until then, have a great day.